hello, everyone, and welcome back to Cyrus Webb Presents here on Amazon Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. If you guys are new to us on Amazon, welcome. Glad you found us. If you all are new, make sure you guys do hit that follow button. You'll see it either here in this corner or down below. You also will see some of the books published by our next guest. We're excited to welcome back Dr. Norma McLauchlin, as well as Dr. Anissa Short of Chosen Pen Publishing. You see some of their books here that they've personally been involved in, but also books that they've published as well. We're going to be talking with them about the busy August that they're having. Also, there's some great things happening with their own program, Conversations with Chosen Pen, as well as the Chosen Pen Awards coming up later on this year. We want to tell you guys about that. We are simulcasting our broadcast today, so we want to welcome those tuning in on Facebook. See you guys already coming in over there on LinkedIn, YouTube, X, as well as on Instagram. Hello to you, ESP Presents. Good to be able to see you. My Mortgage Queen, hello to you. And I want to say thank you guys again. You guys, because of you on Amazon, you all have made us once again the #1 media show here on Amazon Live. We woke up to that this morning. So I appreciate all of your continued support. Again, a free way to be able to support us here is just to be able to give us a follow. And then, of course, be able to stay connected with all of our programming. So we definitely appreciate that. But with that out of the way, Dr. Norma, Dr. Anissa, welcome back to the broadcast. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cyrus.
Look, it's always a pleasure to talk to you all. A lot to be able to discuss. And I was just saying, one of the things that's happened since the last time that we talked, had a chance to read one of your authors here, Dr. James Anderson, his book, The Miracle on Corcoran Street. It's available in the carousel over for our audience joining us on Amazon. I'm going to highlight it for you guys real quick. So, Dr. Norma, let me begin there. What has it been like for you to not only be able to share your own books with the world, but to be able to help individuals like Dr. Anderson to be able to share his story as well?
That's a compliment to Chosen Pen, but which means this has been an amazing experience because he chose us over a number of different publishing companies. And I think Anissa probably has more of that story because he loves to tell it to her because she is his pet person right now. But yes, but to have him and several other authors who've chosen Pen in order to assist them in their publications. And that is quite an honor for me and for us at Chosen Pen, because there are so many people out there, so many different organizations who are publishing now. But I hope that they see that we are the publishing company who tries to do it not only the best of all, but we try to do it by publishing standards. We have all of our goals and everything that we do. We compare them to what is the publishing standard for us. And so that is one of the highlights, I think, that most of the people see when they come in, even when they look at our finished product. Oftentimes they see that it looks a little different than what they've done, especially if they self-published or if they've had someone else who edited the book who is not a professional editor. Even an English teacher, we say that there are different things or different ways that editors have to have, and that is acceptable in the editing industry and in the publishing industry as well.
Right. Well, Dr. Anissa, she called you up. So let me ask you, I mean, when it comes to individuals like Dr. James Anderson, I'm going to be actually speaking with him after your conversation today. What has it been like for you to be able to share stories like this with the world and to see the response to his book?
You know, it was an honor really to work with Dr. Anderson. As Dr. Norma has already stated, that he chose Chosen Pen to be his publisher of choice. And so as a result of the role in which I serve, I work very closely with him. And so I not only get the opportunity to read the stories, but to build a relationship with the person behind the story. And so to know that those relationships are being built in addition to us being able to serve the people that we serve, that's a plus. It really is. That's the added cherry on top of everything.
Love that. So let me stay with you for a second, Dr. Anissa. And I think, because for people who are just discovering Chosen Pen, I mean, and one of the things you shared with us already on the platform before is that you came to Chosen Pen as an author yourself. Now, of course, you're part of the force that's not only, of course, able to share your own stories, but also help others do that too. What has that been like for you to know that you're helping someone to be able to achieve a dream? Because for a lot of people, writing a book, publishing a book is a dream come true for them. What has it been like for you to be a part of that process?
It's been a lot of fun. It really has. I guess I could say it's been full of joy. It is so much joy to my life. I've always worked with people and considered myself one who served others, even in previous occupations. The thing about working with Chosen Pen, it became really an extension of what I was already doing, but it brought a different twist to it because we're creating something from nothing. We're assisting people with bringing a story to life. You know, a lot of them say this was just in my head a few months ago, and now I'm holding the tangible product, and they're excited about it. So to be a part of that process is a blessing. It does bring a lot of joy because when people are excited about what has transpired, and not only that the book is complete, but they now have a better grasp or understanding of the process so that they feel comfortable with even doing it again if they decided to write a book. That's an added plus. It really is.
Yeah. Hello to you, Melissa. Good to be able to see you over there on the Facebook side. Nathaniel Brown, I got your name right this time, of Spinksman. Good to be able to see you over there on IG as well. Glad you could be able to join us. So, Dr. Norma, I'm going to go back to you because, you know, as we are talking, and for our audience joining us on the Amazon side, I want to kind of walk you through what you see in the carousel, what we call the carousel. And again, you'll see it either here in this corner or down below. So the first thing you'll see there in the carousel is this book, The Gift of Freedom. It is a collaborative project that you can be able to see that features two of our guests here as well as others. And the next book you guys will see in the carousel there is The Forgiveness Game by Dr. Norma McLauchlin. I have mine here. This is the new beautiful cover for it. You can see there. The next book you all will see in the carousel is this book, The Evolving Roles of Fathers. And you can see there, I'm going to have it highlighted. You can get the Kindle edition for only 99 cents right now. I have it highlighted for you guys in the carousel over there on Amazon. And then we have the Shiro series that is led by Dr. Anissa Short. You all can see them there too. And then, of course, the book we were just talking about, The Miracle of Corcoran Street, you can be able to see it there at the end of the carousel. So, Dr. Norma, I want to talk to you about what it's been like for you to have such a variety, because you have nonfiction and fiction works that Chosen Pen has been able to publish. What has that been like for you to be able to share different types of stories with the world?
That is an amazing feat for me, especially the last novel fiction book that I did, which I wanted to do, simply because in helping people, I'm a writer coach. So in helping them to write their stories, I didn't have that experience that I wanted to have in order to help them to be successful with that. I've helped with many, many inspirational books and Bible studies and journals and all of those. But this was my first, well, really not my first, but my first big fiction book. And I'm able to talk to the people now. Are you sure this is what you want to do? These are the standards. These are the guidelines. This is the time that you actually have to put in when you're writing fiction. It's a different, totally different atmosphere, characters, the whole thing than you put in with writing. You can sit down and write an inspirational book with Bible study or journal or something that in a small amount of time. But when you're working with a fiction book, that's a lot more in that process, especially if you're doing it correctly. And that was the experience I wanted for myself in order to help someone else to be able to do it as well.
Love that. Melissa says, Dr. Norma, I see that beautiful butterfly necklace that you have on. I'm sure there's a story behind it that I don't know anything about.
There is.
So, Dr. Anissa, I want to ask you, I mentioned we have the collaborative projects that you've been able to be a part of, which is the Shiro series. You've shared it with us before, but for those who are new to the series, I'm going to highlight it for them in the carousel again. Let them know how the Shiro series came about.
Well, the Shiro series includes three different books. The very first of which was written during the pandemic. And of course, the idea for becoming the Shiro was given to me in my sleep. I woke up really early. I think I shared that. I wrote the title down on a Post-it note and went back to sleep. And that book includes 14 co-authors, all of which are entrepreneurs. And so I wanted the women to share at the level of transparency they decided their stories of entrepreneurship and how becoming an entrepreneur, or in the process of being an entrepreneur, they had to grow and become a stronger version of themselves. And so that's what the storyline was for. It was to be an inspirational piece for other women and or entrepreneurs or both. So we finished that project. It was challenging because the COVID brought about a lot of interesting circumstances, but nevertheless, it got done. It became an Amazon bestseller. We were all excited and proud. And just when I thought I was done, it was given to me to do another one as a salute to the military. And I live in a city where one of the largest military army bases is located. And so I sent out an all points bulletin to women that I knew who were either active duty and or retired, because I wanted them to share their stories of their military experience and how it allowed them to evolve into the women that they were today. Again, to serve as an inspirational piece, to be for those to read. You know, a lot of times we believe that we're different, but we're much more alike than we realize. And so that book was done. We completed it. It became an Amazon bestseller. So of course, once again, we're excited. We celebrate. And just when I think that before that book is even done, you have one more to do, and that one is going to be a salute to moms, or to the whole experience of the mantle or responsibility of motherhood. And so that's the third of this Becoming the Shiro series. It is the motherhood mantle, and my co-authors are women who are either mothers themselves, so they share their journey of motherhood or what they may have gleaned and gained from having an awesome mom in their lives. And so again, these are stories of transparency, the objective of which is to encourage and inspire. And so their messaging is for future moms or current moms to share the stories so that we know and see and realize that we are much more alike than we differ. And so that book too became an Amazon bestseller. So between the three books, I believe.
Let's see. Looks like we may have lost our connection with Dr. Anissa. We're going to try to see if we can get that back. I'm going to reset real quick for those who are just tuning in. Welcome. You all are watching Cyrus Webb Presents. I was speaking, you just saw there Dr. Anissa Short. Also, we have Dr. Norma McLauchlin here of Chosen Pen Publishing. We've been talking about the great projects they've been able to publish, including this book here, The Miracle on Corcoran Street, published, written by Dr. James Anderson. I'm actually going to be having him on the radio show immediately after I wrap up this conversation with the two of them today. But we're talking with them about the impact that Chosen Pen has been able to make and some of the books they've been able to publish. And Dr. Norma, that's a great segue as we see if we can get Dr. Anissa back to another thing you all are doing, because outside of just publishing, you offer a lot of opportunities for authors too, including your own show, Conversations with Chosen Pen. Talk to us about the show.
Well, the show, I suppose, started a number of years ago we've done different themes, which is usually do from depending on what it is. I have another group that I have called Ministers Mates. We did a whole month of themes for that. We did summits and whatever. But right now we're on the theme of the 21st century and what's happening in the 21st century. So we've looked at fathers in the 21st century, mothers in the 21st century. We're looking at beyond the spectrum, which are parents who have children with special needs, and what are they doing for their children now in the 21st century. And then we're going to end up with the theme in December, as we're doing our awards, with publishing in the 21st century. So looking at that, we know we do conversations. It doesn't matter. And we were at first, I guess, talking basically to authors, but now Conversations with Chosen Pen doesn't necessarily have to be with authors. For example, when we did our mental health month, we had different people on there from different walks of life that particular broadcast. And we'll be doing more and more of that as we establish different types of procedures and different types of media broadcasts.
Love that. Karan Joseph Riley, hello to you. Good to be able to see you over there on the IG side as well. And so I want to let our audience know, when it comes to Conversations with Chosen Pen, I want to ask you this question, Dr. Norma, then I'm going to bring Dr. Anissa back in. These are individuals that don't have to be published by Chosen Pen, right? That you all are interviewing?
Right. You do not have to be published by Chosen Pen. The whole purpose of that is making sure that our women, especially our women of color, know that we have authors out there of color and that they can do and write fantastic work. And so we're really trying to highlight all of them as much as possible. So if you have a work and you want it published, if you've had it published by someone other than Chosen Pen, we are happy to have you on our broadcast.
Love that. We're going to be sharing information about that. Dr. Anissa, you're not getting away from us that easy. So, and we'll find you. We'll bring you back. But no, Dr. Anissa, you were talking to us about the Shiro series and the last book, and I was highlighting them as you were talking about them. But I wanted to ask you, as we transition to conversations with Chosen Pen, what has that been like for you to have a media platform where you can be able to help share the stories of not just authors, but also those who have a story?
It's exciting for me, Cyrus, and I say that often, because I never thought I'd be doing this type of thing.
Yeah.
It was in my wheelhouse in any capacity. And so I just came, as I said before, I told the story, I just came to get a book published. And now I'm very much engaged in assisting other people with getting their books published. But then also now with the media, the podcast that I was, indoctrinated into being the host of, the co-host, the host, the truth be told. Anyway, of the podcast. And so, and then as I jokingly say, and Dr. Norma went to sleep and woke up again with another idea. And so it's just been one thing after the next, and I've enjoyed the ride. So it's great to be able to tell people, we can get your book published, but then in addition to that, we can showcase you on our platform, and we have collaborative partnerships with others so you can gain more exposure. And then now, as things are beginning to evolve even the more, you might have your book converted into a script or a stage play. Who knows? So it's really been exciting. It really has.
Love that. Last thing I want to talk to you about before I let you two go, and that is about the Chosen Pen Awards. I think it'll be the first time all three of us will be in the same room together. I'm excited about being a part of it. So, Dr. Anissa, talk to us about the Chosen Pen Awards and what it's all about.
So basically, we're giving we're offering a platform for those who may not have otherwise been recognized for their literary works, and so they can nominate themselves or nominate someone else's book for consideration, and our team will go to work to decide who's going to be the first, second, and third place honorees. We're accepting works of fiction, nonfiction, books of poetry. Books written for young adults as well as books written for children. So they have 5 categories for which to submit nominations for. And then the culmination of the event will include you as our master of ceremonies. And we're looking to host a miniature version of the Oscars, or I think it's right, the Oscars or the Tonys in Fayetteville. So we're going to end the year with a holiday celebration, and that's going to be recognizing people for their work. And much like the podcast, they don't have to be books published by Chosen Pen. We're offering a platform for people to receive recognition and for consideration. And not only that, but it's going to also be a learning platform. So for those indie authors or self-published authors who may not have grasped the full gamut of what it is to meet certain standards, if they're not considered part of the final 3 honorees, they will be given feedback so they'll know how to better represent should they decide to write the next book. So it's a learning platform as well. It's a way for people to be educated, empowered, encouraged, and celebrated.
Love that. Love that. Another great conversation with you all. Again, everyone, Dr. Anissa Short, Dr. Norma McLauchlin have been joining us of Chosen Pen, talking with us about the great projects they've been a part of. They're also their own program, Conversations with Chosen Pen. And of course, you just heard Dr. Anissa talking about the Chosen Pen Awards. I'm excited about being a part of later on this year. So a lot of things for you guys to be on the lookout for. Dr. Norma, let our audience know, how can they be able to stay connected with you and what's happening with Chosen Pen?
You can go to chosenpen.com. That's CHOSEPEN.com. Or you can always contact me at firstladynorma@gmail.com. Or Anissa, I'm sure she'll give you her information as well. But all of the information is there on our website.
Love it. Love it. Dr. Anissa, once again, you've been called up. So let our audience know how to stay connected with you as well.
I would absolutely love for them to go to the website. And the reason I say that is because we need a paper trail. Honestly, if they were to call me, if I don't recognize the number, I may or may not answer. So but if they go to the website and choose contact us, and they will provide their information, including their return number, we'll definitely have a paper trail and get in touch with them. They can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, as well at Chosen Pen Publishing.
All right. We'll make sure we tag it because we are broadcasting over there. I want to say, I think it's pronounced Buccina. Please forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that on IG. Guru Music 70, hello to you over on IG. Thank you so much for being with us. Huffster06, thank you so much for being with us. Morris Brown 53, thank you so much for joining us as well. And thank all of you for tuning in here on Amazon Live, but also on our simulcast on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, X, and on Instagram for joining us again. And ladies, thank you again for another great conversation. Really appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Cyrus.
Thank you for the opportunity again.
Always a pleasure. And I do want our audience to know I'm about to head over on the radio side as a quick promo for one of their authors here. I'll be speaking with Dr. James Anderson on Conversations Live, the radio show, at the bottom of the hour. So make sure you guys do join us as we discuss his book, The Miracle on Corcoran Street. You don't want to miss that. We'll make sure that we link that up as well. Until next time, I'm Cyrus Webb saying thank you so much for being with us. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.